What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. It's been so hot. It's been over 95 degrees here lately, so I haven't been able to film much. Just trying to get done some things on the property here, but I will get back to it very soon. For all you guys, I got a couple new sponsors to the channel, some really cool products I want to show you, but I also did want to show you some project I'm working on. This is going to be an elevated playhouse for Maverick and Pierce. It's going to be 12 by 12. We'll see if I'm going to make it larger later on, like add another ridge and then another piece. But this is where it's going to start. It's going to be a 12 by 12. It's going to have 6 4x4s here as posts, some pillars for the base, and then I'm going to make platforms, one low for some hanging out underneath, and then one as high as I can get it with these 8-foot posts. I put them 3 feet into the ground, get below the frost line, then I concreted them in. Let's see if I can show you here. Okay, leveled them off. I have this little tool. This little tool, it's kind of neat. You just set it right here on the post, and it gives you 2 different angles at the same time, and then you know if your post is straight. Of course, you set up some bracing so that the post doesn't move while that cures, because like I said, it's 3 feet down. Then I put some gravel at the bottom for drainage. Then I put concrete mix in there, so it should be dry in a day, 24 hours probably. It's the Quikrete stuff. But I'm not in a hurry for that. These posts are basically just going to be the foundation. I'm going to square it off and come out here. Like I said, it's going to be 12 by 12. As you can see how I roped it off and put stakes in. Yeah, I'll show you a little example, kind of like what I'm looking at here. It's going to have a main house. It's going to have a porch around it, and it's going to have railings, probably a slide. Maybe a zip line, we'll see. It's definitely gonna have like a climbing wall for these kids to have fun on, because now we're getting my son's got all these friends now, and they're just coming over all the time, and I want to give them something to do, something that's not tearing up his toys and just kind of ripping around on the quad. They love going in the woods, so maybe this will just be another thing that they're gonna love and play on. But I can't wait to see it. I never had anything this cool. I never had a cool dad like me, but I want what's best for my kids. So I tried to do good by that and be better than my dad was, because he's really a piece of work. But anyways, yeah, a little update. Keep you guys informed. I'll get back to doing normal videos in a day or two. I'm gonna see if I can get Steph to film me. It's real hard to do a real proper review on some of these products I have, and I'll show you one coming up here, and film it all by myself, you know. Okay guys, I'll explain what I did, because I watched a lot of videos. There's a lot of videos out there of people doing things like this, elevated platform playhouses. Some people call them tree houses. There's no tree involved with this, so it's literally just a playhouse that's up off the ground. But I did this on purpose because I plan on putting a slide, but there's a lot of people who have different opinions on this, and I kind of took everybody's advice, especially with setting the posts. No two people really agree on how to properly set a post. Some people feel that concrete's sufficient. Some people feel like just ground to post contact is okay. You know, if it's gonna rot, it's gonna rot. We can replace it down the line. But you know, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I did set them in concrete. I went down 36 inches to get below the frost line so it doesn't move throughout the winter. Then I concreted them in, made sure they were level, straight up and down all the way around. And then another thing people don't talk about is dimensions. This project is 12 feet by 12 feet. And I did that a little bit on purpose. You know, I didn't really have a plan coming out here. Just wanted to make this house cool for the boys. But the building that I'm going to put on top is going to be 8 by 8, and I'm going to have a 4-foot L-shaped deck off the front, so you can kind of come out of the house and play around on the deck and, you know, swing off it and climb up the rock wall, do the slide, you know, ladder thing. So there is a purpose behind it. But so after I got this all level, I'm not going to shave top of my, I'm not going to cut the top of my post off just yet, because I want this entire framing structure done first, just to make sure everything's perfect. I don't want to be off just a little bit, have to move something, and then my cut be off. So I'll wait until it's all framed out and I got all the joists in, until that's done. But putting a level on top, making sure everything's the same. These 2x10s into a 4x4, I set them with a construction lag. You don't want to use a deck screw for something like this. These are rated just like, you know, framing nails, for shear strength. There's tensile strength that will prevent pulling apart, but these are very susceptible to shearing off due to vibration and movement left or right. So you don't want to use deck screws for framing and your construction piece, whether it's your walls or your foundation. So the lag bolt in the center, some people feel like these are sufficient. You could put multiples of them. I've seen some people put 3 in this. What I'm going to do is run a 10-inch lag bolt, a machine screw, through this 2x10 and into the 4x4 and out the other side, and then screw it in with a nut and washer on the other side. So it's going to have a lag bolt, and then a lag screw. Plenty of protection, plenty of security for the structure of this playhouse. When it's done, you could literally drive a truck on this, even though I probably won't. I am putting 2 more 4x4s in for middle support for this, so it's going to be even that much more secure. But for right now, let's get these holes drilled. I will be putting another 2x10 on the other side of this 4x4, and then once I get that one in the middle, I'm going to put another 4x4 to prevent sag over time and provide more security and strength and support, just because these beams on the end are what support everything else. Although these are, you know, rated and perfectly strong enough, I'm going to still do it in the middle. That way the entire floor isn't pushing down on these 2 beams, and over time, you know, possibly sagging them once they start to dry and stuff like that. So just more secure. Doing something like this will allow you to have this for longer before it needs repaired. Also, I have to go get some today. There is a product that you want to use for cut ends of all your wood. Everything I'm doing in this project is going to be pressure treated, but that being said, the pressure treatment, the liquid doesn't get all the way into the wood. It'll penetrate most of the way, but not the whole way. So if I cut this off, there is exposed wood with open pores, with open, you know, wood fibers on the end. So they make a product called Cut and Seal, and it's just literally a liquid sealant and a protectant for that end. So I'm gonna go get some today, but that's no reason why I'm not cutting these off just yet, because you don't want to do that before you apply that sealant. In the meantime, all these other boards that I'm using, that's another reason why I made it 12x12, is I don't have to cut anything. Everything is just pretty much square. You know, 12 feet by 12 feet over 4-inch posts. You could use 6-inch posts if you want. 4-inch posts are perfectly fine. Like I said, it's not a deck. It's not gonna have 30 people on it. So these are, I think they're rated for like 3,000 or 4,000 pounds a piece as far as downward pressure and sideward movement. So it's gonna be perfectly fine. But let's get these holes drilled. I don't have my glasses. I recommend safety glasses, but I don't have my shades on me. So I'm going to be a little unsafe and try to get this drilled so you can see. The bolts, these bolts will have to be staggered. You don't want them meeting in the middle. So if you put one up here, you know, a little bit towards the top, you're going to bring this one down towards the center a little bit, just because you don't want the metal to hit each other and overlap, because, you know, 1, it'll stop your drill bit, and 2, you won't be able to get it through. So there's going to be about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch between each bolt, and that's so that you could properly secure them. So when these 4 bolts go through this board, they're not hitting. So on these side pieces, I'm going to go up a little bit, and then when I drill in from the side here, it'll be down around here, so it should be fine. Make sure you clean this out real good, because the machine screw, the lag bolt, is it's going to be a tight fit, which is good. It's a 1/2 inch 13 thread, 10 inch long lag. Okay, that's all the way through. Now I'm going to go on the other side and set it in. Get my washer on. Get my nut on. Have a file handy just in case you booger up the threads hammering it through this wood. The wood's softer than the metal, so you shouldn't have any problems unless you go hammering on the end here. But that way, if you have like a little diamond shaped file or small square file, you can clean up these threads a little bit so you can get this bolt on. Like I said, I want to go until the nut and the washer are compressed into the wood a little bit. That way you know it's secure. It also provides a little tension on here to prevent it from backing off. These are a little bit long just because I wanted all the same size bolts. On this side, I'm going to put another 2x10. So I'm not going to run these bolts in just yet because I got to get the 4x4 ready for the middle. But I'm going to run another 2x10. So I could put these on right now. I can't run these bolts in just yet, because that's going to be a little bit thicker, and I also want to drill through this board once, so I don't want to have to do it twice. So I'll run this one through and get this one done. Hey, all right guys, I want to say something before, full transparency, I want to say something before you hammer me up in the comment section. I would love to hear your suggestions in the comment section. But I watched the fence professional judge a couple people who are amateurs at setting posts or hanging fences, and very, very critical of some of the things they were doing. So again, I watched a lot of videos and took those mistakes that they made, and I'm kind of doing a better job, even though I'm not a professional, I'm not a licensed contractor. This is just the way I'm doing it. This is not something, actually I'm having my deck redone by professionals. Wait till you see it, it's sweet. This is just something I'm building in my backyard. It's not going to be attached to the house. The weight that's going to be on it compared to what it will be able to hold will be minimal. And it's just something fun, a little project for me and the kids to do, my wife to help, things like that. So even though I'm doing this part, they're going to help with a lot of the other stuff. But I want to say that, you know, these techniques that I've learned are kind of just my opinion. You can do them if you want. You don't have to. You can hammer me up in the comments if you'd like. I'd love to hear your suggestions. Maybe you've done a project similar to this and you want to pass on something that you've learned. I would love to hear all of your suggestions, including the hate. I enjoy the hate. It's always fun. I don't take anything personal. But again, maybe one day I'll find my video on one of those reaction videos where a professional will look at my job and tell me what I did wrong. But I can't wait for that day. But again, full transparency, guys. Do this at your own risk. this is how I'm doing it, and this is just my opinion from an amateur. All right, little tip, guys. This is something you guys could do to give yourself a little bit, of help. I'm doing this project so far by myself. So these boards, being 12 feet long, 2x10, are heavy, and obviously almost impossible to wield and level and hold by yourself. So take a screw, 2x4 like this, get it up on there like that. All bolts, or screws I mean, whether it's deck screws or construction grade lag screws, will come with the bit for the screw itself in the box. So that's in there just so you remember. Use the proper size bit. You don't want to booger it up. But that's a little tip there. Then you could rest this 2x10 on there, and that'll help you. And if I have to move it, it'll just be up or down just slightly, just a little bit, and should have no problems. So there you go. I just lifted this and put it in place. As you can see, it's not screwed in at all, and I don't have to hold it. This is holding it up. I kind of just eyeballed it from the beginning, but I'm going to check level, and I'm also going to check to make sure it's square with everything else. But I'm able to freely use my hands. I'm going to set this, like I said before, with a lag screw. Then I'm going to run some machine bolts through to double secure it. Then in the middle of these two boards, in the middle of the project, I'm putting another 4x4, and that's going to help prevent sag over time and give it more stability and support. But it's coming along, and a little tip for you guys. Okay, comment below if you want to take a stab at what I'm listening to while I do this construction. What do you think I put in my headphones and lose my mind to as this goes on? But the entire project is securely fastened. We've got the lag screws, we've got the lag bolts, so it's secured at 3 points in every one of these boards. There. This one actually has 2 lag screws in it, because as I stated before, I'm not a professional. So this post was actually about a ½ an inch off. So I, pulled it over a little bit and then screwed it securely. But that shouldn't have too much effect on the project itself. As far as the research I've done, it's perfectly acceptable. I'm not going to reset a post just because the top of it's about a ½ inch off. There's a lot of people will be doing a deck and the boards aren't perfectly straight, and they'll kind of pry them in place and then secure them. So no different. This 4x4 just might have been a little off, whether it be my my leveling or my measurements or the board itself. But secured all the way around, got bolts in all these. Now come with me here. All right, and then this itself, this is double beamed. That 4x4 and that 4x4 are going to go in the middle. So I'm going to measure out the middle, then bring I'm going to measure out the middle, do a line, and then bring the board over, find out what's square, center, level, and dig a hole and set that 4x4 in there. There's plenty of room. This is almost 6 feet. I think it was 5'10" down here, 5'3" at the other side, but it's perfectly level. So there's a 7-inch difference between one end and the other. But plenty enough room to get my post hole digger in here and get this 4x4 set. It'll actually be a little bit easier than the other ones because I'll know exactly where it'll be screwed into. I'll be able to drill the holes and secure it while it's still in the hole and curing, the concrete's curing. So it'll be a lot easier. All right, on to the next part of the project. All right, what I'm going to do is break this up into a couple different installments, part by part, and then you can see the project go along as we build it. But this is the framing project for the floor joist. Now I'm going to hang the floor joist. That'll be part 2. So far, everything's going really good. Especially since I lack the knowledge of a professional. I'm not a certified contractor. I just watched a bunch of videos, took everybody's mistakes, corrected them, took a bunch of advice from real professionals, and then tried to mimic what they do. It's not perfect, but I'm more than happy with this. This is looking great. I can't wait to see as it develops. So until next time, guys, make sure you watch part 2. That'll be coming up. This is Josh from the 570. Links are in the description. So I got a whole bunch of new sponsors to the channel. All those links in the description of my videos are affiliate sponsors. So as you purchase their products, you'll get a discount on their products, and then I get a kickback for selling their products and advertising their websites. A lot of great stuff on there. Make sure you go in there. There's 20 or 30 different channel sponsors. A lot of great stuff on there. Make sure you go in there and save yourself some money. Until next time, guys. See ya.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.